everybody, and welcome back to my channel for another speed build. My name's Silver and I have Lilsimsie's Shell challenge for you today. So I'm actually building in the lot next to the one where I did the futuristic tiny house, and I went with the futuristic theme again. The roofing was so difficult. Like, there were so many outcrops and what have you that I felt that doing something similar would make it a little bit easier on myself to do this. And I really like the way it turns out, and I liked doing the futuristic challenge that I've set for myself before, and so I went ahead and did it again, and I think it turned out all right. I had a lot of fun. And in case you don't know what the Lilsimsie Shell challenge is, it is a challenge that she has put out where she creates a shell of a house, and you can't change the walls. You're not allowed to touch the walls, essentially, either inside or outside. You can add walls, but you can't delete walls, and you can't add walls outside, I believe. So obviously we keep the same theme here. And I don't know if you noticed, I put the red door from, Get Famous, and I ended up going with that red theme, which I don't think I've ever really done a proper red theme before. But I think it works for like the stark white, the nice contrast to it. Also, I don't know if you noticed, I'm using a reshade now, and I'm struggling a little bit with getting it to work properly, and you'll see later, like when I do up the 9 key, it like affects the lighting and things like that. I will work on that and figure out how to properly use it. But for now, I think it makes it look just brighter and happier, and I'm very pleased that I put it in. But yeah, we have the shape of the house because obviously we can't change it, but I do get a pool in the backyard, and I keep it pretty simple, I think. I don't decorate it yet, obviously, but so this inside wall is one that you cannot delete, so I went ahead and put stairs there because I felt it was a really good place. And let me tell you, the floor plan for this, so easy. I had no problems. Like the roofing and the outside, fine, yeah, that's difficult, but the inside came together really easily for me, and I really like the way it turned out. And I use windows in the in those walls to kind of open it up a little bit more. I don't want to say it's a closed floor plan because it's really not, but we do close off some rooms, so I just wanted to make sure that it was still open and airy in those areas that are closed off, and so that's what we did. And I'm just adding some extra windows and things like that. Yeah, I mean, we're using the sliding doors from Island Living, so there's that. I always add those. Sorry guys. But I'm excited to do challenges like this. I think I want to do more because I really like the concept of doing something different. Maybe I wouldn't normally do. And I was trying to do a red accent wall, but it just wasn't working for me, and it just kind of looked like ketchup. I just didn't like it. So we keep it white, and I do add some little accent walls with the stone and leave it at that. But yeah, Lilsimsie is actually one of my all-time favorite YouTubers. I love her content. I think it's very, it's my style, essentially. I really like it. Like the suburban look. I don't care how many suburban she does. I love it. But actually, Lilsimsie is one of the reasons I decided to start doing YouTube. I really felt like, I don't know, her can-do attitude is what makes me feel a little bit more confident and like, well, you know, she believes in herself, so why can't I? You know, that kind of thing. Not, I guess that sounds weird, but I'm just a huge fan. I doubt she's gonna watch this, but if she does, hi, I'm your biggest fan. You don't know this, but I am. But yeah, I just really like her content, and it inspires me to maybe be a better version of myself. I don't know how to explain that so much, but I'm sure she helps a lot of people in that way. and there are other people who can relate in a similar way to certain YouTubers that they maybe idolize. So originally I was going to put the kitchen here, but it was just too small and I didn't want to close it off, so it just didn't work for me. But we do put it in the bigger kind of alcove of the house, and I used the Jungle Adventure and the Parenthood stuff and get the red accents instead of using actual red counters, because I felt it was just a bit too much. Because I really like the white with the red with like more subtle pops. I mean, there's a lot of red. There's a lot. But there's also a lot of white, so I feel like it really balances each other. And I'm actually using the fitness stuff lighting here, and I just sized down one of them so that it didn't hang down too low, and I think it made a really nice accent light. Don't worry, in a moment I add lighting through the rest of the house. It was really dark, and I don't know why, I normally always put lighting first, but this time it was just like, nah. And I use a lot of like the glass components. I think I use quite a bit for my fitness stuff, actually. And there's the red shelf that I'm using just to be able to raise and put stuff on the shelves correctly and where they should go, versus trying to use the 9 key. It just wasn't working. Okay, so I put all this stuff here in the kitchen, and I didn't realize until I went to take the screenshots that I didn't actually place them. I have moved them. I think I also accidentally left the red shelf in there and I had to delete it. It was not working. I did not really imagine much for this house except for that they have a dog, maybe a golden retriever specifically. And the reason why is I mentioned in my previous futuristic home, I really think the future is like the past. Like, you know how like bell bottoms, for example, are coming back into style. They come back into style every so often, just like scrunchies or crop tops, you know, that kind of thing, you know. And I just feel like architecturally, I think a mid-century abode is really kind of how the future is going to be. I know that seems really weird, but okay, and I'm going to mention this again. I mentioned it last time. Call of Duty, Nuketown, okay? That's how I imagine the future. That's so weird. I haven't played that game in a really long time. It is not family friendly. Do not recommend. I never played like the normal parts of it. I only played zombies because I love zombie games, but I'm kind of a wimp, so I don't play them by myself, which is why I don't play Call of Duty anymore. I can't convince, well, I don't have an Xbox anymore, but moving on. PC, whatever. Anyway, so I just am decorating. I kept it really open. I didn't want there to be like a lot of stuff and a lot of clutter, but I still personalized it, I think. Like plants. It's so stark white, you have to add plants. I mean, I would anyway because I love plants, but it's so stark white that you really do have to add pops of color here and there, otherwise it looks a little bit clinical. And I was trying to avoid that clinical feeling, if that makes sense. So I struggled finding a couch, like quite a bit. I cut a bit of it out, but like it was rough, guys. Why is there not, like, I feel like every 2-seater couch should have a 3-seater counterpart and vice versa. I don't understand why they don't have like the spa day ones. Maybe I just missed it, but there's no like spa day 2-seater couch. Why? Why is that? I don't get it. Originally I was going to use a small TV. See, there's where the lighting messes up. I don't know. I think it's because like something in my settings for the reshade. I'll have to fix that. I don't really know. And of course I'm using the Seasons curtains, because how can you not? Like, really? They're amazing. They're the best curtains. I would love to have more curtains like that. Like, when I was using CC, I had so many different, like, color options and things like that for those curtains. But, I don't know. I'm liking not having CC. I have to say, it makes my game run smoother. I mean, I'm having some issues with my PC, like I mentioned in my last video. So I'm gonna have my boyfriend look at that. He's a programmer and knows a lot more about technology than I do. I'm lucky if I can work my phone properly. And not only that, like, my computer's in another language than my native language, and although my Dutch is okay. It's pretty good. Although it's like at a standard where I can hold conversations, I can read, I can, understand. I cannot understand computer lingo in English. How can I do it in Dutch? Oh my goodness. It's so difficult. But here I'm trying to find a bed. There's no red one, so I went with this peachy colored one again, because it was the most modernized looking one, and then I just get like red accents. I think it works. I would have preferred a red bedspread. Oh my goodness. That's a tongue twister. Red bedspread. All right. I would have preferred that, but we don't have it. So make do with what you got, eh? And trying to find a rug too. I found so many new rugs that I didn't know we had. What? Like, cool. But at the same time, none of them really fit. They weren't really like, they just didn't fit the theme. And here I'm adding stone accents in the house, and I think it just breaks up the white a little bit further, and I really like it. I think it worked out a little bit better. And I actually put it in the entirety in the kitchen and then separated by columns so that it wasn't just like cut off. And again, like the reds that we have in the game, they don't match. Like, they just don't match, and oftentimes they're mixed with black, and why? Not everybody likes the black and red aesthetic. Maybe people want black and white, like, or black and white. We have a lot of black and white. I mean white and red. Oh my goodness. You guys know what I mean. It's fine. It's fine. So I use a lot of Spa Day. I use a lot of base game. And that's because the base game has a lot of red components and Spa Day has a lot of white components, and I think it worked perfectly. And I wouldn't normally go with the red theme. Like I said, I don't think I've ever really done it. It's not my thing, like bright red. It's just not my thing. I'm a neutral person. I like neutral colors. I like browns and blues and like light colors, and I say this, I really like bright colors, but not like more pastel bright colors, if that makes sense. Like yellow. That's more pastel than this. Not like mustard yellow, like pale yellow. I mean, I like mustard yellow too. Pretty much every shade of yellow is my yellow, but don't mind me just going off on a complete tangent about how yellow is the best color ever. So random. So we decorated the kids' room. I imagined 2 children or 2 teenagers, whatever, it's up to you guys. And I'm moving on to the bathroom now, and I did end up using the red counters up in this bathroom because I felt like there wasn't enough red, but we use white counters in the downstairs bathroom. Yes, there is laundry. I'm sorry, guys. Not that sorry. It's realistic. If you don't like the laundry, of course you can take it out. It's really simple, or if you don't have laundry, you can just replace it with a counter. You don't really miss much, to be perfectly honest, and again, sorry about the reshade thing. I will fix that. I promise. I really just need to figure out how to get it to work properly. Like, it does work. Obviously, like, my game's reshaded, but like, these little pop-ups and stuff like that are really annoying, and I don't want them to happen, and I didn't know they did that, and sometimes I accidentally tab out of my game, okay? Like, I will be sitting there focusing, and all of a sudden my hand will accidentally press down on the Windows key, and bam, I'm out of the game. Whoops. It just happens a lot. More often than I'd care to admit. Originally I was going to put a jacuzzi tub downstairs, but it is a small bathroom, and then I remembered that I wanted to get a laundry in here, and I end up removing the shower as well because I would have been blocking it with the laundry basket, and it wasn't okay with that. So it just has a toilet, and I think that's okay. Downstairs bathrooms typically, it's definitely a half bath, but I think they typically are when you're downstairs. I don't know your home or whatever, but And just getting a little bit of extra stuff like the coffee maker and the microwave. Just wanted a little bit of extra stuff, and I'm adding some plants because you can't have enough plants, in my opinion. You really cannot. I love plants. Oh, that's actually a good idea. Maybe I should tell my boyfriend we should go plant shopping. Ooh. Anyway, we're on to the outside now, and I kept it pretty simple. I love these tables and chairs. This color isn't my favorite color. I like the kind of warm wood color, but the white obviously went better. And of course we get a, whatchamacallit? Trash can. And these new base game loungers are so adorable. I think they fit most scenarios because they're quite more modern than the other ones. And that now you can tell where I tabbed out on accident. And actually, we get a basketball hoop. I thought it was fun. You know, this area is very family oriented, in my opinion. It seems it's more of an affluent neighborhood, and it has a bigger house. So, although not all houses, of course, would have children, not everybody wants children. But in my opinion, this house is definitely a family-friendly house, and I thought getting the basketball hoop would be really nice. We get some planted flowers. And the reason I put these ones in planters, of course you can take them out and plant your own thing, but the reason why is because I wanted to fill it out a bit more, and those plants don't grow naturally in this world, and I wanted red plants. So I figured the sim who owned this house wanted red plants and decided to plant them. Logic. It works, in my opinion. And I kept the balconies like really simple, just adding a rug, some candles, and maybe a planter and a lot of seating. And I didn't really think, like, there are a lot of balconies. The master bedroom has 2 on it, and I kind of thought that was really cool. Like, your sim could go out and hang out with friends, and like, I know maybe it's weird to have friends come to your bedroom to get to the balcony, but in my opinion, I thought it worked out really nicely, and, you know, it was the best way to get 2 really decently sized bedrooms and a really big bathroom too, so I was really pleased with the way it turned out. And I'm just adding landscaping now. I did not make the landscaping nearly as structured as I did with the other futuristic tiny home. If you can't see, it's next door. You might have seen it as I was swiveling around, but it's just not as clean cut, and there's more variety in plants, and I think so. So we'll leave it with that because the screenshots will be coming up in a moment. So I hope you liked the video, and if you did, let me know in the comments and show your support by tapping the like button and subscribe for more builds. If you'd like this build in your game, it is up on the gallery under my username Silverplumbobs. And remember guys, I upload daily. Have a great day. Bye!